What's going on, guys? It's TJ here, back with another video, and today's video is going to be about my top 5 exotics so far out of my arsenal. So let's get into the first one. My first exotic, this is my number 5, obviously 5 being the worst of the bunch and 1 being the best. My number 5 on this list is going to be the Thorn. Now the perks on the Thorn are as followed. You got accurized ballistics, field choke, and aggressive ballistics. And then the first main perk is final round. The last round in a magazine deals bonus damage. Next, obviously you have the upgrade, and then in the second tier you have snapshot, send it, and perfect balance. Now in my opinion, perfect balance fits this gun well. Or send it. It depends on what you're using. If you're in the send it, I would use send it in PvE settings, but perfect balance is what my go-to perk so far. I don't really need snapshot. The next main perk is Mark of the Devourer, and this is what makes this gun what it is. This perk rounds pierce target and cause lingering damage over time. Now after the buff, they made this into a tank, so this gun destroys in PvE and also destroys in PvP. I like using it most in PvP because of the Mark of the Devourer. I get my post-mortem what do they call, bounties real easy with the Mark of the Devourer. You see I'm just tearing through them. Now these are low level targets, but I'm still wrecking them. Look, and I just need to shoot them one time. Body shot, headshot, it doesn't matter. The Mark of the Devourer is going to end him. It's just going to end him. Even knights. See? Look at his life. The Mark of the Devourer destroyed him. Look at that. Oh, I just leveled up my helmet. But I love this gun. This is, ever since I got it. Shut up, phone. Ever since I got it, I love the Mark of the Devourer is what makes me really love this gun the most. So moving on to my number 4 is going to be the Soros. Now the Soros was my favorite gun at one point, and I loved it. I just couldn't get enough of it, and then I started getting more exotics in my arsenal. But the perks are as followed with the Soros. Obviously I have field choke, a linear compensator, and smart drift control. Now if in PvP, I'll switch to the smart drift control just so I can get that more stability, but normally I stay with linear compensator because I keep my range and I keep some towards my a little towards my impact. You don't lose that much. But on the second tier, or well, the first main perk is focused fire. When zoomed, this weapon fires slower but causes additional damage. Now this basically turns this gun, well, before the patch, this turned this gun into a scout rifle, and it was a beast. It still is a beast, but it's not as good as it was because they nerfed it. But I still pull it out occasionally. The next tier of perks, you have high caliber rounds, hammer forge, and lightweight. Now out of these 3 perks, I normally just stick with hammer forge because I get that range, that increased range. So I stick with hammer forge. Obviously you lose a little impact, but it's not nothing too major. So I stick with hammer forge. If I'm in PvP, I may switch over. Like I said, I'll switch my linear compensator and then switch over to lightweight, so I can move a little faster. The next major perk is Soros Regime. The bottom half of each magazine deals bonus damage and has a chance to return health when dealing damage. So that's that perk. Obviously we've been using the Soros in the Crota's raid, and that's when you're fighting Crota and you don't have any you don't have the chalice, and it works. You know, you get your health back. But you see, this is the fire rate on it is not bad. It's maintainable. And this gun, like I said, I just loved it. I love this gun. and it would be higher on my list if they didn't nerf it. So all right, moving on to my top three. My top three gun my top three exotic will be the Vex Mytho class. Now a lot of people aren't surprised about this. A lot of people would have this up as their top gun, but this gun is only 3 for me because there's other 2 exotics out there that I use the most and that I think are better in different situations, and I wouldn't give up an exotic spot for the Vex. But the Vex is still a great gun, and let's get into its perks. The first tier perks, all we have is aggressive ballistics, linear compensator, smart drift control. Nothing too, you know, these, you can't go wrong with any of these. You choose these the way you want because the fire rate on it, you know, really doesn't hurt the stability. So this is all personal preference. The next perk is Zen movement. Causing damage with this weapon increases its stability. So you can base this perk off of the first tier. You know, you can choose whichever one you want. If you want to have a higher impact, more range, and you get Zen moment right next to it. So you know, you don't need to have higher stability. I personally like to have the gun stabilized, so that's why I go with smart drift control. The next tier of perks, you have extended mags, send it, or lightweight. Now all 3 of these are great perks, but I stick in PvP situations. I stick with extended mags because range and accuracy in PvP, I can just get closer to my enemy, so I don't need this. And in PvP, there's no rush, so I don't need to move fast. So in PvE, I'll just stick with the extended mags, and then depending on what map or whatever I'm doing in PvP, I'll switch between these. The next major upgrade is crowd control. Kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. This on the Vex destroys, and it wrecks. The Vex is a really good gun. Even after they nerfed it, I still never had a problem with it in PvP situations, but they made it a lot better. You can actually tell, see, and it's a fusion rifle. It's a fusion rifle. It's a fusion rifle primary. So in situations like this, where or when you're trying to do your bounties, the two fusion rifle kills at a time, whip this sucker out, and you'll be able to definitely use it and get your fusion rifle kills easy. All right, now on to the next one. My number 2 on my list is the Icebreaker. Now the Icebreaker is one of my go-to guns. If I'm doing anything, I have to have this gun with me. I love this gun. The scope is amazing. Everything about it is good. Let's get into its perks real quick, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, one of the special perks on it is no backpack, cannot be reloaded, regenerates ammo over time, and this is why I carry this gun. I don't need to pick up ammo for it. I don't have anything to worry about it. Elemental damage is solar, and then obviously the first tier perks. Like I said, if you choose these based on what you like the most, and it doesn't really do anything much to the stats, because obviously you see nothing is changing. So the next perk is Mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. This works perfect with this gun. You miss a shot, it jumps right back into basically the chamber, and you fire it off again. Sometimes I fire 10 shots off. Say I miss like 4, you get 6, I believe. You get 6 shots. I'll fire 10 shots off without even unscoping. So Mulligan works well with it. The next tier perks is Quick Draw, Lightweight, and Snapshot. I don't use lightweight on this because obviously I'm sniping what I need to move faster for. I'll either use Quick Draw or Snapshot, depending on the situation. The next perk over is Icebreaker. Icebreaker's victims spontaneously combust, dealing damage to others nearby. Now this perk is amazing because when these enemies combust, they deal an area damage. You see, or actually it didn't work. They were too far away. But whenever you shoot a horde of enemies and you hit them with the icebreaker and they combust, it deals an area damage that leaves the other enemies hit by your let's see if we can get it done. You see that? They're blowing up. So it's a very good gun, and I have to have this in my arsenal at all times. You can even shotgun it. Alright, last but not least, my number one spot for my top 5 exotics out of my arsenal has to be the Gjallarhorn, or the Yalahorn, however you want to say it. I don't care. I call this gun the Jesus gun. I keep this gun on me at all times, no matter what character I'm using. I had 3 before and I dismantled the other 2 because I was running out of space in my vault. But this gun, I have to keep this on me at all times. This gun gets you out of so many pickles maxed out. Let's get into its perks. The first tier perks obviously is soft launch, confined launch, and smart drift control. These do not matter. Out of these, you want to use the perk that gives you the highest velocity. With rocket launchers, who cares about stability? So just go with the highest one that gives you the highest velocity one. So I stick with soft launch. The next perk over is tracking. Shells fired from this weapon track their targets. I'm so glad this is on this gun. The next one's quick draw. Don't need quick draw. The fire rate, look at the fire rate and then look at quick draw. You don't need it. Snapshot, aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I think this is perfect for, this is situational, but I stick with speed reload. Alright, reload this weapon quickly. I need this on here so I can get those rounds in there as fast as possible. And the next perk will explain why. Bam, Wolfpack rounds. Rounds fired from this weapon split into tracking cluster missiles upon detonation. Now, with that, this is what makes this gun shine. Look at this. You see those? Those are the tracking clusters that pop out of the shell when you fire it and it detonates. So we're gonna try to get to here. Let's get to the ogre. All right, we're back. We got the ogres out, and I'm gonna show you how effective these tracking rounds are. Now, any enemy that you lock on target and you shoot this this Gjallarhorn or this Yalahorn at, the clusters are gonna go after that if they're still standing. If the enemy dies, the cluster goes after other people. You see how the clusters all went after him? That's why what makes this gun the beast that it is. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for my top 5. If you guys did like, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my Twitter, and as always people, peace out.